This was a much needed trip to unwind and do absolutely nothing. Firstly, I needed to get to Britstown where I would spend the night and meet the rest of the convoy. I spent the night at the Rooidam Cottages, just 12 kilometers outside of the Britstown city center. At 6:30 a.m. on Sunday morning, the convoy began making its way to Tankwa Karoo National Park. We spent 5 nights at Biesjiesfontein Campsite exploring the scenic splendor of the Tankwa Karoo National Park. We traveled just before the start of winter, so we spent all the cold Karoo nights huddled around the fire. After a week of the Tankwa tranquility, I was rejuvenated and ready to head back home. To get to Rooidam Cottages from Pretoria, I'll be taking the N1 past Bloemfontein, then the N8 towards Kimberley, just before joining the N12 southwest to Britstown. Started late actually, and still at the time I had hoped we started today, but I'm catching quite a nice afternoon, and I've just passed Rooidam at the moment on the N1 south. I'm headed past Bloemfontein and then I'm going to take the N8 west, and then as soon as I join the N12 I'll be about, I suspect, maybe 50 or less than 100 kilometers away from Britstown, where I'm spending the night. It's a beautiful afternoon, not a lot of traffic. I think because of Monday being a public holiday, some people may have taken a long weekend and have already traveled to their destinations. But yeah, it's quite quiet on the roads. Okay. Since it's Freedom Day weekend, I think this is a great opportunity to highlight, some silver lining that despite the country having all the challenges it faces in the energy crisis, our road infrastructure is still holding up. I think one of the things I enjoy about traveling across the country is that the roads are relatively good. I'm on the N8 going west now. Such a pity my windscreen is a bit murky and dirty. But yeah, that's the view. There's a bit of poor planning on my side that I'm driving west. Unfortunately, it's just about 30 minutes because I'm just facing the sun right now. It helped with leaving late though, at least driving towards the sunset. The rest of the trip to the Rooidam Cottages was easy riding, but the short stretch on the N12 had some terrible potholes. Nonetheless, I arrived safely at the Rooidam Cottages by 8:40 p.m. To get to Tankwa Karoo National Park, I'll be traveling with the rest of the convoy on the R63 from Britstown towards Galvinia. Such a beautiful view. I'm actually not sure what the next town is. Let's take a look. So, convoy started. Today started actually on quite a rocky note. I actually woke up with low pressure on my front left tire and I didn't notice. And I could feel on the way the car dragging to the left till I got to the garage and I had to pump it up, and I realized that, wow, I had almost just over 1 bar instead of 2 bars in pressure. And filled up, then drove to the convoy meeting point 6:30 this morning before even sunrise. And fortunately the guys were able to help me replace it with my spare. Noticed that there was some mud stuck between the tire and the bead, and I was losing air pressure as a result. So I have to deal with that later. For now, it's just views, and I hope there's nothing more drama on this beautiful Sunday morning. Beautiful views again. As we made our way down the Ganagha Pass towards the campsite, Fanie had a puncture at the most scenic place on the pass. Fortunately, there wasn't much traffic at the time given the narrow road and the sheer cliff edges on the one side. Although this was obviously a schlep for old Fanie, the puncture gave us time to truly enjoy the scenery on the Ganagha Pass.
Oh, waar? Alweer.
Alweer. Echt een fucking nood. Wegpassen. Is dit een normale ding?
To my eyes in the dark, oh, stare into my eyes forever. Stare into my eyes in the dark, oh, stare into my eyes forever.
Fanie just had a puncture. His tire was burst and a plug there, but seems no troubles. That's so the road is quite interesting track. Everybody here has got a 4x4, but I'm not sure if we've taken the 4x4 route or not. But yeah, a little bit of technical sections here and there. It's a lot of fun. Obviously, you'll have to take this a lot slower if you have a sedan. But apparently, sedans are supposed to be able to make it this far. Wow, okay, that was a bit of jostling. Completely threw off my video. But here we are. Catch a bit of the sun rays. Noise. Check this sun out. Woo! Beautiful. Stunning. Stunning view. Stunning. Stunning views. Oh. Stunning. We finally arrived at the campsite around 5 p.m. just before sunset. first day, I just loafed around the campsite settling in. But on the second day, I joined the convoy on an excursion to explore some trails and parts of the park. On this excursion, I saw very little game except for a group of gemspo while we were on the trails. While on our excursion, we came across some abandoned homestead. Those who have been following my camping excursions would understand. I have a total fascination with abandoned homes and historic ruins.
That guy's wooden floor.
Yeah, eh? They're still well kept, it seems, eh? Even though it's abandoned. Wow. Inside doors are still fresh. Wow. Olden day stove. Interesting. These are the bedrooms. They got one bathroom set. This is locked. This is the backyard. Wonderful. Mountains in the background. Next morning, we decided to go on another excursion to catch the sunrise at the Tankwa Dam. Although we started later than we thought, we caught such a beautiful sunrise. Then the Tankwa Dam surroundings turned into a beautiful adult playground. After the dam, we continued exploring the park and we came across more ruins. Yeah, they're strong, eh? On the way back to the campsite, we came across more ruins and a family graveyard. Then it was time for another night around the fire. The Tankwa Tranquility and excursions were a great deal of fun, but my highlight for this trip has to be the fireside chats, sharing endless food and jokes every evening.
Hey Robbie, I hope you know how to fold up that toilet of yours, shower cubicle.
I've got a wife which got a.
My brain is left hand.
Because I got a similar one. And I practice, but I'm not sure I'm going to manage. So I was happy when
I tried it 3 times and I stopped. She took it the first time and then.
It's so simple when you...
We'll see. Don't brag with me, please.
He's loading it
You're
up.
the one that's bragging.
He's loading it up now.
Oh,
He had a Defender 90 like your hands. And he had a pop-up tent, you know, the small ones, the small Malamu ones. And he couldn't get this thing back together. So all he used to do was pop it out when he went camping. And then he used to put the tent inside the back of the Land Rover, erected, and then pack it. The Malamu is quite easy to argue with that one.
Jy moet iets sê wat reliable is. Hoe bel ek as ek staan langs die pad met 'n iPhone wat nie wil werk nie?
Point taken.
So don't go Starlink.
jy sien dit so. Nou kom 'n buurvrou by ons. Sy's op Vodacom. Ons is op MTN, maar nou vir ons is die MTN beter, né?
Dit is baie plekke beter.
Maar nou kom sy daar met haar gripes oor hierdie Vodacom. Nou wil hierdie man van my teen die mure uitklim. My moet nou sy pause hou.
Why you stick to Vodacom if it doesn't work in that area?
Is nou vertel sy vir hom, maar sy kan volgende jaar weer upgrade.
Ja, maar dit is maar 6 of the one and a half a dozen of the other.
En die seentjie is 7.
I chose this one.
Maar hy's nou vreeslik lief om vuur te maak en vir ons 'n borsie te braai. So,
Daar was geen nog 'n plek, ons het daar vee.
After a week of Tankwa Tranquility, I was rejuvenated and ready to head back home. But first, I needed to get back to Britstown and spend the night at Vyster the Old Jail. So I joined Wolf and the Marias back towards Middlepos, and then we took the R63 back to Britstown. invite you to join us on the next 4x4 trail adventure. This time we travel to Rooidam in Limpopo. The weekend starts with a blissful night at a beautiful campsite. Yes, we're doing the Bundu Trail. We make our way down Lover's Lane, hit some serious wheel lifts, and then Andrew and I get punctures on the worst place to do trail side repairs, but we keep rolling with the punctures. After doing 2 kilometers in 2.5 hours, we finally make it through the valley of devilish stones just as the sun is setting. We missed the golden hour and finally crawled into camp after 6 p.m. The next morning, we're treated with the best views from the most scenic campsite, just before we slowly make our way down the mountain and back home. If you really enjoyed that, hit the like button and click on the subscribe bell to stay connected.